Welcome, 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 boss ladies. I am so super excited you are here because tonight I'm going live with a Q&A segment that you do not want to miss, because tonight is dedicated to helping small creators stand out, grow, and make money online with a digital product, even if you have a small following. And so you might want to call your friends and say, girl, Angela Tazano is live tonight, and she is opening up the floor for anybody to ask anything about anything concerning you making money online as a creator. Even if you have 0 followers, even if you have a small following, no matter what size you have, if you're not making the amount of money that you dreamed to make online, tonight is the night for you to bring your burning questions, add them in the comments. I'm going to deep dive into each one of your questions and help you get some clarity. So if you have burning questions or roadblocks that you need addressed, tonight is the segment for you. You don't want to miss this one. Get your favorite pen, your favorite agenda or journal, get your favorite notes app, and get ready. Because here's the thing, you might not have all the questions ready that you want to ask, but guess what? There are going to be people that ask questions that you may not have thought about that will help you in some way. So stick around to the end, because somebody might ask a question that you need the answer to. So welcome to the Small Creators Takeover live stream. The small creators are taking over. In other words, I know that you see people online, on social, and they have all kinds of followers and they're making all kinds of money. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I wish that were me. I wish I could make money with my rich, valuable knowledge that I have. And I'm telling you that you can. You are enough. You know enough. There is nothing missing or broken in your process, in your journey, except maybe a few questions or a few roadblocks that you might have that I'm going to answer for you tonight, that I am going to answer for you tonight. So let's get those questions in. Go ahead and put them in the chat, in the comments, and I will post them and I will get your questions answered. I have my girl Kristen here with me tonight. She is with Relationship Tips with Kristen, an amazing, phenomenal brand to help you follow through your daily life practices with a pure relationship with God. And I'm telling you right now, it's the only way you're going to really make it. I don't know how people in the world are getting things done, but I'm telling you that all things that you need in your physical space, in your spiritual space, in your mental space, check out Kristen with Relationships with Kristen and get that part of your life on track, so that when you start making this money we're going to talk about tonight, you are prepared for your success. Did you know you have to prepare for the success you want? You have to prepare for the success you want. And I won't deep dive into everything you need to have, but Relationships Tips with Kristen is one thing. But I will say this. I want you to go ahead and think about what other bank account you're going to open tonight. I don't want you to worry about what's going to be in it. I want you to prepare the place where your harvest will go. It would be like a gardener or a farmer planted all this rows and rows and rows of seed and then went out and got the harvest and had no place to put it. So how do you know, Angela, I'm going to make a lot of money? Because Deuteronomy 8:18 says that God has given you the power to get wealth. So go ahead and prepare your place to put your wealth. So this is not going to be the account that you're paying your light bill out of. It's not going to be the account that you are paying your mortgage out of, or your car note, or getting your groceries. No, this is going to be the account where you're going to store all the money that you're going to start making with your digital product. So Welcome to the tour. I'm so super glad you are here. What am I saying? Why is this tour specifically for you? Well, if you want a clear focus, if you want an immediate win, if you want the confidence and a clear, easy to follow path without the overwhelm to make money right now, that's what this tour is about. I am determined to help people who are not influencers, who are not in a place where they have millions of followers. I'm determined for you to make money too. Why? Because it's a small creators takeover tour. That's why. So what are we going to cover tonight? What does tonight look like? Well, I am going to let you just pour all of your burning questions out to me. You can ask me anything about how to get unstuck, about how to grow faster, about how to make money online, even if you have a small audience. And I'm going to give you the answers that you are missing and help you address those roadblocks that's in your way. Now, if you're still working a 9 to 5, can you still make money online? Absolutely, as you should. I know that you have all this lifing going on, but you can still make money. You can make money with your rich, valuable knowledge. You can make money with what you have. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need expensive tech. You don't need any of those things. I am here to help the small creators make money online and make money online right now. So put your questions in the comments, in the chat, and then we are going to get started. I'm going to ask Kristen to go ahead and post our very first question. And then I'm going to get some answers for you. Any question you have, throw it out at me. I was a teacher for 18 years. I am not intimidated by this process. I would rather you ask me because you might not be able to afford a personal one-on-one coach. There are $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, even $50,000 coaching programs out there that say they can help you start making money. And you don't have to pay that if you don't have it. And if you don't have it, you don't have to wait to start making money. You can start making money right now. So Kristen's going to put our very first question in the chat, and then we are going to get started. So while we're waiting on the first question, while we're waiting on Kristen to post it for us, let me tell you why this is so important for you tonight. Because it is the roadblock of, I don't know enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have everything I need. It can get in the way. And I'm telling you, I only had 342 subscribers on YouTube last week. And I was already making money with my small channel. Yes, I do aspire to be monetized by YouTube. Now, to be monetized by YouTube, in other words, to get in a place where YouTube pays you money for the views you're getting with your content, you have to have 1,000 followers and 4,000 watch hours. That's non-negotiable. And you have to do that in a 12-month period. That's non-negotiable. But so how am I making money with 342 subscribers? I'm not making my money from YouTube right now. I'm making money with my offer. In other words, people who see my content and are getting value out of my content, they are clicking the links from my posts, from my videos, and they are taking advantage of what I'm offering them to solve their problem. In other words, the truth of the matter is this: I show up, I give value, I provide value, and then I add my link on how to connect to the value that I'm offering. And that's how I'm making money. I'm making money through my community, Cura Circle, where women can start, build, and profit online. 95% of the people that are in my community found me on YouTube. All I did was show up with my value. But let me tell you why it took me 8 years to get here. Let me tell you why it took me 8 years to figure it out. Because I didn't understand what I really had. I didn't believe it was good enough. And I was stuck between, okay, God, you gave me this. God, you gave me this gift. You gave me this ability. Is it okay for me to monetize it? Is it okay? So I was stuck between a gift that God gave me and the job I was working. And my offer was kind of like right there in the middle, but I wouldn't move on it because I didn't know that it was okay until God showed me in the scripture where Deuteronomy 8:18 says, I have given you the power to get wealth. One translation for the word power is ability. If God has given you the ability to get wealth, then get wealth. So what I'm saying to you is this: 8 years I was stuck, not because I didn't have anything valuable, because I didn't know how to position it. I was waiting on permission to package it. I was waiting on permission to package it. When I finally decided that what I have is enough and who I am is enough, and I packaged something that my audience was already looking for anyway, I started making money with the 342 subscribers. Even less than that, I was making money when I had 127 subscribers. Remember, 97% of the people that are in my community found me on YouTube. I have less than 200 people that are following me on Instagram. I show up who I am with what I have. And because I created what my audience is already looking for anyway, it's a no-brainer to start making money, and you can start making money too. Okay, let's go ahead and add our first question. The first question is, do I need a website or can I make money just using social media? Great question. That is a great place to start. No, you do not need a website. I have the website, and I got that way before I started offering my offer through the messaging I needed to reach my audience, and my website wasn't making money. In other words, I spent a lot of money and a lot of time because I thought that all the bells and whistles and a command center website was what was needed for me to start making money. And the truth of the matter is I didn't need a website at all. So the answer to your question is, do I need a website? Or can I just make money using social media? The answer is no, you don't need a website, but you do need a landing page, a page where you can present your offer, where you can get paid for your offer, and where you can deliver your offer. And a website is not required. All you need is a place online where those things can happen. So I know what you're thinking. Well, Angela, what's the difference between a website and a place online? Well, a website is going to have navigation, a menu, a navigation in the top, usually in the top of the site. And it will have homepage, about us, contact us. It will have a sales page. It will have maybe a blog. It will have a place where maybe you are presenting your podcast. That website has different components that causes it to be a website. A landing page is still it still has a URL. You still have to have a URL. However, it doesn't have different components of different websites. It does one thing and one thing only, and that is present the offer, get paid for the offer with a button, and deliver the offer. And you want to make sure you deliver that offer automated. You don't want to spend your day sending sending the deliverable. In other words, sending what your audience purchased. You don't want to spend every day sending that via email. Why? Because you want it to go automatically to them. Because first of all, it proves that you actually are going to deliver on what they paid for, but it also frees up your time to go and share with other people your offer, the solution that you have for your audience. While that is making its money automated, you're reaching more people. All right. Thank you for that question, Kristen. So you don't need a website. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to mention my challenge a few times because I want to show you what is possible. So in the challenge, I'm going to give you the exact one simple platform to do all three things. It's not a website. It is a creator profile, and we're going to create it in the challenge in one day because it's just one simple all-in-one platform. And you're going to use that simple all-in-one platform to present your offer, get paid for your offer, and deliver your offer automatically. In other words, I'm going to give you a link. You're going to have a link, and that link is what you're going to put in your content marketing. And then your audience is going to go to that page, see what you have to offer and like, oh my God, I was looking for something like this. Buy it, click the button to buy it, and then it's going to be delivered to them automatically. And we're going to do that on day 3 of the 5-day challenge. Awesome question, Kristen. Let's get the next one coming up. All right. Next question is, what platform do you recommend? Oh, let's put L's on the screen. So L is talking about the platform that I referred to when I answered the question, do you need a website? I recommend, and what we build inside of the challenge, ConvertKit. It used to be called ConvertKit. Now it's called Kit. In other words, you are going to have what's called a creator profile. And on that creator profile, you're going to have your landing page where your offer is, and you're going to present that offer. And then you are going to, when you set it up, you are going to create a button for them to pay for it, and then it's going to automatically deliver it. Now, it's not going to be anything high tech because we don't do high tech in 5 days. I'm giving you something that you can make money on immediately. So by the end of 5 days, you're going to have an exact offer to provide your audience. Remember, this is a digital product system. Yes, you will grow over time, L, but this one platform, and I can put the link, I'll put the link in the comments for L. Give me 1 second, L. I'm going to put the link in the comments for you to grab it. And the beautiful part about this particular platform is that you are going to be able to provide the newsletter and your email marketing and your creator profile where your product is. It's all in one. It is the absolute best system to get started and make money right away. So I'm going to grab it real quick for you. This one. Okay, I'm going to put it. Here you go, L. This is for you. Okay. All right. This is the link, L, where you can go and start Kit. Now, when you get into the challenge, we will set this up and do this together. But if you want to jumpstart on it, here it is. It's right there for you. All right. Next question. Kristen, where am I? Let's answer Valet's question. Valet says, let me make it a little bigger so everybody can see it. There we go. Is that better? Kristen, give me a thumbs up. Y'all give me a thumbs up if this is better. Let's put it over here. Let's put it over here. All right, if this is better, the question is, do I need a tax ID or LLC to make money on my offer? Also, I don't know how to get my question to Kristen. Okay, also, I don't know how to get my question to Kristen. You're going to put your question in directly in the chat. And then Kristen will make sure that I post it and get it answered for you guys. I hope that answers your question, that part of the question, Valet. Okay, Valet answered such a huge question. OMG. So I'm going to take my time with this one because this one is important. Please don't go out and get an LLC or a tax ID unless you are ready to actually build your Command Central business, the actual business. And let me tell you the difference, Valet. You creating a product and selling an offer as a product is not necessarily the same as building a business. And you don't have to build a business with a tax ID and get your LLC from the Secretary of State's office and you don't have to do all of that to sell. You can sell under your own Social Security number and your own bank account. You're allowed to do that. Yes, you have to pay taxes on what you make, but you don't have to have a formal business to do it. Can you go that route? Absolutely, you can. And I can teach you that in my personal one-on-one coaching to get everything set up. But I wouldn't wait for because depending on what state you're in, you're going to pay at least $125, maybe more in some states, to file your Secretary of State certificate for your LLC. Now, your tax ID is going to be free. Do not pay anybody to get a tax ID. Do not do that. You can go on IRS.gov and get your own tax ID, right? A tax ID is simply a identifying number, just like you as a person have a social security number. A business is a person as well, and it has its own identifying number. It's just called, and as you said, a tax ID number. But you don't have to have a tax ID or an LLC to start making money online as a creator. Now, if you want to do everything in order from the jump, keep everything separate where you are a person and your business is a person, you're more than welcome to do that. But you don't have to have it to start making money. You can set up your bank account for with your business. Valet loves to sell, call it that. You can set up an account and they're going to ask you, okay, what ID number do you want to use? Use your social security number. Okay, you don't have to have a tax ID or an LLC to start making money online. However, you start making a lot of money, which I suspect you will, you're going to want to separate you and your business at some point. You're going to want it separate. Why? Because if you have an LLC, then it is an entity and you are an entity. So if anybody ever brings suit against you, they can touch your business stuff, but they can't touch your stuff. Okay, and there are a lot of reasons why you should eventually grow to having a full-fledged official business, but you don't have to do that to start making money tomorrow. Okay, Valet, give me a thumbs up if I answered that question. All right, next question. All right, Kristen, where are we? We answered Elle's question. We answered Valet's question. All right, you can put your question directly in the comments and I will see them. And Kristen will post questions that we already got through, that already came in through other places. Like I posted a short this morning to get questions. I posted in my Secure Circle to get questions. And so the questions that Kristen posts are questions that already came in. All right, let's see what's next. Great question, Valet. All right. How many followers? Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Whoops. The next question is, how many followers do I really need to start selling something? Oh my gosh, this is a good question. Okay. You don't need followers to sell something, but you do need an audience. Let me tell you the difference. So let's say, for instance, you're on YouTube, all right? And you have one follower. You can start making money and start selling to that one person because they need what you have to offer. And so that's one person that's following you on YouTube. And then you might have 3 people that's following you on or just consuming your content on Instagram. Okay. So I want to just backtrack a little bit and talk about the difference between an audience and a follower. So a follower is somebody that has subscribed to you or has clicked a button to be a part of your platform to consume your information. But everybody who consumes my information on YouTube is not a subscriber. They just click on the video because they liked it. So to answer your question, let's say, for instance, I have 342 subscribers, okay? Those 342 people are following me. They click the button to subscribe to me. But you don't have to be a subscriber to my channel to consume the content or the video that I put out. So the 342 people who are subscribed to me, they're going to get a notification that a new video came out because they are subscribed. But 1,000 or 10,000 or 50,000 people can still click on that video if they saw it. So the people who clicked on the video is the audience. The 342 that subscribed, they are followers or subscribers. So I can sell to both. I can sell to the subscribers because they're consuming the video. I can sell to the 3,042 people who just happen to click on it. The people who clicked on it are my audience, but everybody has access to the link. So to answer your question, you don't need followers to sell. You just need people who are consuming your content. And anybody who's consuming your content is your audience. Okay? So take advantage of your audience. Now, let me say this here. This is very important. Your audience is not just people online. Your audience could be somebody that you struck a conversation with in an elevator. And you have your phone. You have your phone and you have your link ready to go. When you're going to have your link ready to go. Why? Because that's what we're going to create in the challenge. And Kristen will add the link to the challenge inside the comments if you want to go ahead and jump on it. But if you're talking to somebody in the elevator and you just happen to strike a conversation and that conversation is based on what you actually provide, send them the link in a text. At that moment, they are your audience. They're not a follower. Now, do you want them to start following you? Yes. Send them a link to your Instagram page. Send them a link to your YouTube channel. Send them a link to your TikTok, right? But you don't need followers to start selling something. You just need an audience. I really hope that was helpful. All right, next question. Small following, no problem. This is genius. Thank you, Kristen. How do I price my first offer if I'm just starting out? Oh, y'all coming up with some good ones. All right, let's put this one. How do I price my first offer if I am just starting out? All right. So you got to start simple and you got to start small. One of the reasons why it took me so long to grow in that 8 years where I was suffering is because I try to do too much too fast. In other words, when you're first starting out, most people say, well, I want to have a book and I want to have a companion journal and I want to sell a t-shirt and I want to have some people come to my live stream event, paid event, and I want to start speaking. It's too much. And if you do it this way, start small, grow and scale, I promise you're going to make money so much faster. And so what you want to do is you want to have a simple offer somewhere between $20 and $50. It could be $25, $27, $37, $47, $49. You want to have something less, $50, not more than $50, $20, not less than $20. And here's why. When you are first starting out, people have to learn to love you. It's kind of like you're not going to go on a blind date based on somebody that you met on a dating app and then ask them to marry you on the first date. They don't know you yet. They don't know you like that. They don't know you like that. And so when you are first starting out, you want to build relationships with your followers and even with your audience. Over time, those 3,000 people, like one time I had a short and over 1,000 people watched my short. I had another short, 1.2 thousand people watched that short. None of them were followers. They were just people that consumed the information. But could I still sell to them? Absolutely, yes. The link to my offer was in that short. Did everybody buy it? No, because everybody's not going to buy things from you when they first see you. That's why you have to keep showing up authentically, keep showing up with integrity, and eventually people will buy. Why do I know that? Because that's what happened to me. One person that is in my Cura Circle saw me on YouTube. She joined my Cura Circle, and then eventually she paid for one-on-one coaching from me. And then eventually she bought something else from me. Like, she's a super customer, right? Because she found me on YouTube. And so what did she start with? She started with a $7 offer. Now, this is a little different from the $20 to $50 offer I was just telling you. What we're going to build inside of the the challenge, the little oil challenge, is a $20 to $50 offer. You decide what you want the price to be. But what I was explaining just a few seconds ago about this $7 offer, that's a little different. Because I offered a community at the time, I wanted to give my audience a little snippet of what that community looks like. So I had a $7 7-day sneak peek, and I still have it to this day. As a matter of fact, I'll put it in the comments in just a bit if you want to do that. But that was saying, okay, for $7, you could come in and consume whatever you need in the Curious Circle, in the community, to start building profit online. That's a little different. That was a lead magnet, right? That $7 7-day all access pass was a lead magnet. What you're building inside of the challenge, that's not a lead magnet. That's an offer. That is something that you are going to sell. Your audience is going to consume, and they are going to get their solution from it. But it needs to be something small. It cannot be a thesis. It cannot be a 1,000-page book. It needs to be something small that gives your audience an immediate win. It needs to be something that gives your audience a fast, immediate, valuable win where they are achieving a goal or solving a problem or getting to their happy place. And they'll spend between $27 and $50. They'll spend that on that. And why, Angela, would I do that if I'm trying to make a lot of money? Because there are people out there, I know one in particular, that made $500,000 on a $27 book, on a $27 offer. So just create what you know and price it small to give your audience, your followers, to give them a little bit of experience with what you have. And I know you're thinking, Angela, it's not good enough yet, but it is. Why? Because as long as you are 3 steps ahead of the person who wants to do what you did, they will pay you for that knowledge. People pay. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna back up. I'm walking because I want to drive this home. I want to drive this home for you. You think because it's easy for you and because you know how to do it so well that it's not valuable because everybody must know how to do it. That's not true. You are 3 steps ahead or more. You are 3 steps ahead or more ahead of your audience, then they are going to pay you $27, $37, $47 for whatever solution that they are trying to gain, for whatever problem they're trying to solve. So stop thinking it's not good enough. Stop thinking that, because it is good enough. People pay to solve their problems. People pay to achieve their goals. I can't even begin to tell you how many people I paid to get what I wanted, and it was wasted money because they didn't even get me there. That's neither near here or there. What I'm saying to you is you price your first offer as something nominal, something small that people are willing to pay. And then let me tell you what's going to happen. Remember I told you the lady who paid me $7 to get it all access pass, to get a sneak peek into my Curious Circle, and then bought coaching, and then bought something else, and then bought something else? Started with $7. $7. Now that was a lead magnet. That's not what we're building in the challenge. You're building an actual offer that you are going to make money on over and over and over again. It's going to be automated. All right, let's see what else we have. All right. Let me see. Next question is from L. I got you, L. I got you. All right. L says, how do you recommend monetizing a newsletter? Oh my gosh, L, you can make a lot of money. That is called a subscription. Your newsletter is literally called a subscription. What I would do is I would make sure that you create a space where you are continually talking about what people can gain from the newsletter. You gotta You got to make sure that you are creating something in your newsletter that people are already looking for. It can't be something that you are just passionate about. It has to be a solution or an answer that people are looking for. Once you find that audience of people who are looking for your offer, I will set it up as a subscription. In other words, they can get, just like you will subscribe to Ebony Magazine, or just like you will subscribe to Forbes Magazine, no different. And you can literally do that with the platform that I shared with you, with the link that I shared for you. Because with the link that I gave you, you can not only can you sell a digital product where they actually get the product delivered to them when they pay, you can set up a subscription. So now they're paying you whatever amount you are charging a month for the newsletter. Okay. Now consider giving one newsletter for free to show them exactly what they can get out of it. Okay? If you have a hard time making sure that you are actually putting in that newsletter what people want, poll the people that you have access to. Ask them what they want. Ask them what they need. Ask them questions like, what would be the perfect title for what you need this week? Poll them. The link that I gave you for the one and done, the all-in-one platform, the link that I gave you, it has a feature where you can poll. So if you already have an email list, and hopefully you do, then you can poll the people on your email list and ask them what they want. Give the people what they want, Elle. Give the people what they want. There is an audience for what you have to say, but you have to find that audience. Okay, so you're going to poll the people, ask them what they want. If you already have an email list, okay, you're going to, if you have a free newsletter, put some information in that free newsletter, Elle, and then inside that newsletter, give them a link to pay for the paid version of that newsletter. Now, the paid version is going to have a little bit more than what that free version has. So if your newsletter is already free, find something to add to that free version and then charge for whatever else you're going to put in that paid version that is valuable enough for people to want to pay for it. I know I gave you a lot. I hope this was helpful. Elle, you got to tell me if this was helpful or if you have a different question. But I would start with the followers that I have. I will start with the email subscribers that I have, poll them, ask them what they want, give them a snippet or a preview of what a newsletter would look like, and then make your paid offer, your paid newsletter, making sure it's something valuable. All right. Let me see. That was a good question, Elle. That was a good question. Oh, let me say one more thing to Elle. This is important. Elle, I want you to find 3 people, not Forbes, not Ebony, not Money Magazine, because they are not a good example of where you are now. They are a good example of who you aspire to be. I want you to find 3 people that are that have 1,000 followers or less and see what they are offering and how they have them set up. There is absolutely no reason why you can't use them as your muse. See what they're doing and get inspiration from that. We're 41 minutes in already? Okay. Next question. Okay, this is from Valet. This is from Valet. Can we give a small freebie along with our offer to give our audience a 2-for-1 type of deal? Can we give a small freebie along with our offer? Okay, I would rather you do it like this, Valet. I would rather you set up the offer so that the offer shows the clear solution that the offer is going to provide, and then say they get a bonus if they buy it. Because bonus is really a real trigger to help people pay. Okay, so yes, I guess the answer to your question is yes. You're gonna have a little freebie alongside it, but I want you to call it a bonus. All right, along with your offer to give your audience a 2-for-1 type of deal. I love that. Yes, call it a freebie. Don't call it a freebie, call it a bonus. Anytime you use the word freebie valet, it's more like a lead generation offer. It's a way to get leads. And depending on how much your offer is and how much you want to make, you're going to need quite a few leads to convert those people into actually buying from you. And a lot of creators out there, they provide a lead magnet or a freebie to build their list, to nurture those people to actually buy what they're offering. Now, in the challenge, we're not creating a freebie. We're going straight from messaging to the sale. It's $27. It's $37. It's $47. It's not going to be a hard sale. So we're not even adding a freebie in that scenario. In the scenario of the challenge, I am getting you to the place where you have an offer. You're going to walk away with that offer, and your messaging is so good. Your messaging is so succinct and in step with what your audience is already looking for anyway. It's going to be a no-brainer for them to give you the $27. But yes, to answer your question, you can offer a bonus with your offer to make it look just that more appealing. All right. Is it possible? It's possible. Yes. Okay. Oh, good, Elle. I'm so glad. Okay. Elle says that's what I meant. I meant a bonus. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let me see what else we have. Kristen, do we have any more questions we want to add? While Kristen is I'm going to answer 2 more questions. So if you have any more burning questions and you are on the live, go ahead and put your questions in now. If you are on the replay, thank you for watching. Go ahead and you can still add your questions in the comments. I will be looking at the comments all day tomorrow. I'll be out of the office tomorrow because I have several appointments, but I'll have my phone with me, and I'm going to be looking at the comments tomorrow, scouring through to see if anybody on the replay has any questions, because I want you to find value in this as well. While Kristen is getting our next question in, I want to put the link for the 7-day all access pass for $7. I'm going to put that in here just in case you want to see, oh, you have a community where I can learn how to start building profit online? Oh, yes, ma'am. So this is the 7-day all access pass for the community. All right, so all right, that is in the comments for you. If you want to see what the community is all about, it's going to rock you to your very core. I always make sure that I meet my members at the point of their need. And I know that you've been in communities before where it's kind of general and the information kind of goes to everybody. That's not what this is. Because I was a teacher for so long, because I was a classroom teacher for 18 years, I know how to serve every person individually. First, I give out the information. When I was a teacher, I presented the lesson. And then I had an A group, a B group, and a C group. My A group were not on second grade level. They were more like on kindergarten level. So I would call my A group to my table, and I would teach them from where they were so that they can grow. And then I called my B group to my table, and those were my kiddos who were on second grade level. So I was teaching them to get from their second grade level to as high as they can go. And then my C group were my second graders who were already learning and reading and growing from 5th and 6th grade level. One of my kiddos were even reading on 7th grade level in second grade. So I was teaching them to grow from where they are. And that's what you need as a small creator. I know that you are investing in other platforms, and I'm not telling you not to do that. What I am telling you is you gotta be connected to someone that knows how to help you grow from where you are. Like Valet doesn't need the same thing that Elle needs. Elle wants to monetize a newsletter. Valet wants to just get a product out there. So if wherever you need to be, you're going to be in my A group, my B group, my C group. Either way, I want you to learn how to take what your valuable knowledge is and start making money in it. Yes, while you are working your 9 to 5. because your 9 to 5, your W-2 is going to take care of your living expenses, but your legacy wealth, it's going to be paid for with your offer. That's going to be the money that you're going to use to solve the world's biggest problems. That's going to be the money that you're going to use to provide an inheritance to your children's children. If this one person I'm telling you about, if they can make $500,000 on a 27 offer, I don't see any reason why you can't. But you got to get the offer out there. Okay, so let me see. Okay, 1 minute. I'm going to answer one more question. I got some pretty good ones. It's hard to see which one I need to answer. I'm going to try to answer both of these in 1 minute. I'm going to try to answer them both. The first question is it better to sell a course, an ebook, or a service when I have a small audience? No brainer, digital product. That's a no brainer. I can answer that in 30 seconds. Digital product. It is the easiest to create. It is the easiest to sell. Then once you sell it and you prove that to your audience that they actually can solve the problem or achieve the goal through your digital product, then you can grow to, okay, now do you need one-on-one coaching to implement this? Because people don't pay for coaching for the information. They can find the information on YouTube. People pay for coaching for the accountability. People pay for coaching to have someone hold their hand. People pay for coaching so they can have somebody to actually help them get it done. It's easy to consume information. You can scroll through TikTok and you can scroll through Instagram to get information, but all that information is going to sit in your head and you're not going to move on it. You need a coach to do that. So to answer this question, it's better to sell a digital product. Now, is a course a digital product? Yes. Is an ebook a digital product? Yes. But we want to go even smaller than that. A guide, a checklist, a tips. It has to be something small because you got to get started. And it's going to take you a little bit longer to build a course. I know because I have one on my website right now ready to go. It's going to take you a little bit longer to build an ebook, especially if you want to sell that ebook on Amazon or on Apple Books, because it has to be formatted a certain way. The only way you can sell it without having it formatted on those platforms is if you sell it as a PDF. I do that too. But you need to have something that you can create right away and that your audience, more importantly, that your audience can consume easily and get the win. Your audience wants an immediate win. Now, in Elle's case, it's not going to be something that they can download. It's going to be something that they can consume. A newsletter is information you consume in real time. That works too. It takes a little bit more intricate systems, but that works too. Consider a product that somebody can download as you grow your newsletter. Because, and I'm telling you that because of a very important reason, because it's easier for people to commit to $127 than a repeated $27. And so don't lose the newsletter option as your offer. Keep it. But I want you to consider creating something that you can sell right now, that people were willing to pay for right now as you grow your audience to monetize your newsletter. And the last question, the last one, y'all, is how do I find my first? Oh, that's such a good one. Okay, last question. I'll end with this. How do I find my first customers without feeling salesy or pushy? Show up and serve. Show up and serve. You don't have to lead with, oh, guess what I built? I spent all summer on this. No. Find out what your audience is talking about. Then show up and serve them and show them how easy their solution is, and just keep talking about that over and over again. And you're going to talk about that in the context of your story, your experiences, and your skill. What is your skill? Your skill is putting together what they need for their solution, a process, steps, right? That's your skill. And so I know it's very difficult to understand that selling is serving, but I want you to consider that. I'm going to say that again. Selling is actually serving. As a matter of fact, Mark Cuban said something, and I love it. He said, selling is not convincing. Selling is not convincing. I think it's serving or something like that. But if you have to convince people to do it, you're wasting your time. Don't spend your time trying to convince people to buy your product. Serve them well, showing them, guiding them, sharing with them how to solve their problem, how to achieve their goal. Serve them in that way. And that's not pushy or salesy at all, because you're serving them. So we do all this work, all the questions that I answered tonight. We do this work in the Little Oil Challenge. Kristen is going to put the link in the comments for you, and you can grab it when you are ready. We have one coming up June 16th through the 20th. 5 days. You're going to end up with your offer, and you're going to end up with the exact system to sell that offer so you can start making money while you go to work. There's absolutely no reason why you can't you hear ding, ding, ding on your phone while you're brushing your teeth. Right? Now, come back for tomorrow, because tomorrow I am literally taking you through the exact platform and how the platform works for you to present your offer, get paid for your offer, and deliver your offer, all automated. So come back tomorrow for that. I kind of alluded to it when I answered Elle's question. Elle, you want to be here tomorrow night, because I'm going to show you exactly how it works, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to show you what you're going to end up with if you take, or when you take, the challenge. I'm so excited y'all came. Y'all showed up for real, for the Small Creators Takeover Tour question and answer segment. Come back tomorrow night, and we'll talk about that platform that you're going to have to make all that money you're going to make with your rich, valuable offer. Thank you so much to Kristen. Kristen, please put your link in the comments so that people can consume your information. Don't just go to her webpage. Don't just go to her YouTube page. Click on the link that she has for you to connect with what she can help you achieve in your life. Relationship Tips with Kristen. It is amazing. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I will see you tomorrow night for the Small Creators Takeover Tour. Bye for now.